go, I'll let you know when we have started. Looks like we are still waiting for that connection. Oh, I'll let you know when
it's Pima.
All right, and here we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Faces of First Year, brought to you by Pima's First Year Experience Program. For those of you who I have not yet met, my name is Renee Forsyth, and I lead the First Year Experience Program here at Pima. And our whole goal is to get new students connected to the resources, the programs, and the people that are going to help them be successful in their college journey so that you can continue in achieving your goals and graduate or transfer. So today we are going to be introducing you to the faces behind a really cool resource that Pima Community College has to offer, which is the Makerspace program. So if you are joining us live, welcome. If you have any questions along the way for us, make sure that you drop them in the YouTube chat. We will be fielding those questions throughout today as they come in. But otherwise, I would love to introduce you all to these fantastic subject matter experts who are joining us today. So I'll pass the microphone over to Chuck.
Oh, hi, I'm Chuck, the librarian, the guy that can't turn off his cell phone. And I'm here at the East Campus Makerspace.
And I'm Christine Saliga. I'm the East Campus Makerspace librarian.
Welcome. And is it a two-person team at the Makerspace, or are there other folks you want to give a shout out to?
I would love to give a shout out to our team. So I organize the Makerspace, but we have two wonderful technicians who are here that you're likely to bump into. They are Crystal Bryden and Keiko Stalkoff, who are resident experts in 3D printing and laser cutting and all matters with the Cricut machine. And we also have some federal work study students who work with us as well.
Oh, that's exciting. Students are always asking where they can get some student jobs at Pima. So that's great to know that Makerspace is one of those possibilities.
Yes. At East Campus, if you get a federal work study job at the East Campus Library, we also train you for the Makerspace. So you get to do two things and not just one.
Oh, I like it. That sounds like a bargain to me. Two for. There you go. So Christine, tell us a little bit more about what Makerspace is, what they can do there, etc.
So Makerspace is a collaborative, creative space where people can come and learn how to use emerging technologies such as 3D printing, which is behind me, and laser cutters and Cricut vinyl cutters and all manners of Spheros and Arduinos and Raspberry Pi machines.
What's a Raspberry Pi machine?
Raspberry Pi is a little computer that's this big. That's a $35 little computer that teaches you how to basically run a computer system.
How neat. Sounds like a little snack, like it's bite-sized.
Yes, it's not edible. That's what we have on our brain with the Raspberry Pi. It's non-edible pie,
But they're actually a really cool way to learn programming because you can take these little systems and you can program them to do something like make sounds when someone opens up a door or count, or, I mean, it's amazing. We had one of our previous technicians here, Mark, actually used a Raspberry Pi and some other stuff to make a video game console. So
how creative.
A retro video game
console, yeah.
So one question that we have is, do you need to have technical know-how or experience with the different equipment you offer before coming to Makerspace?
Absolutely not. That's what the space is about. It's about if you're just a beginner, you're welcome. If you're intermediate, you're welcome. We take people who come in all the time who don't know anything about 3D printing, and we help them learn the basics about 3D printing, and then we help them expand on their skills. So you absolutely don't have to have any kind of knowledge of these things beforehand at all.
Very cool. And speaking of these things, do you want to maybe give the folks a 360 camera tour? Because you're in the Makerspace right now joining us. Yeah.
So let's see.
Let's show some 3D printers if we can. Do you want to grab the computer?
We're going to carry this around.
I love it.
All right. Oops, we're going on the road.
So see how it's looking, basically.
Okay.
I know.
Here we go. There we go.
3D printers.
There's one, and here's one in process. You can see this is a multiple set print. I think this is some of our things that we do in here have to do with classes, and some of them are just for fun, right? And I think this one is a set of dragons. So I think that one's probably for fun. Could be for an art class though. You never know. So that's our 3D printer setup. And then we have a laser cutter over here in this room, and we're getting a second laser cutter. It was supposed to be delivered, not quite here yet, but this is a glow forge laser cutter. And what it does is it cuts either wood, or you might want to tilt that up a little bit. Yeah, so it's got some wood in the bed, and a laser that's over here will go ahead and either cut or etch or score either wood or acrylic.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, we can show you some things that we have had done before with those.
I think you made some duck keychains for us for our duck hunt in the spring. Is that the tool you used to make them?
Yes, no, more than likely, that is it.
We love
over
those. Thank you.
Yeah, so over here we have a little assemblage of keychains. These were cut in, this one was in wood, this one that looks like a little wing, and then this one that's legend, that one was an acrylic cut. So those are the types of things that the laser cutter can do.
Yeah, if you want to come make a T80 head.
And then we have if you can see over here on the back wall, we have all manner of crafting things. We have paints, glue guns. I can't tell you how many people come in here and fix their shoes because they know we have the glue. But that's happened several times this week. So we have all types of vinyl that you can cut over here on our Cricut machine. So these are Cricut makers, and they cut vinyl, and then they can cut transfers that you could put on fabrics. So t-shirts, hats, that type of thing. So
That is really cool.
yeah.
Now, is this while you all are getting situated back in your spot?
Yeah, sorry.
You're totally fine.
I just was going to show you too some other things.
Oh yeah.
Rip off on it. So this is the class thing. So sometimes I said, we do have class projects. So one class came in this week and they were all talking about cells, animal cells. So they did their own little cell designs, and then they cut them on the glow forge. And then another class came in, a chemist, it was a bio class, but they were doing molecules, and this is a little 3D print of a molecule. It could be cholesterol, I'm not sure.
My cholesterol looks like French fries, not like that print, but that's okay. I believe it. Really cool. And is this free resource cost any money for students to use? Who is it open to?
It is, it's free to the students. And yeah, we're open from Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But the students can use the resources for free. They can take these with them at home for free. Those dragons are going with someone for free. So yes. So
really cool. Now, Chuck, if you were to describe Makerspace as if it were, I don't know, let's say a theme park, like which theme park would it be? Why would it be a theme park? Tell us more. Help us understand the magic of Makerspace.
Well, I think that's a theme park always comes to me with the Makerspace because there's just so much to do once you get in the door. And it really is magic. It's you come in and you can do pretty much anything that you can think. If that makes sense. Students will come in and they'll be like, I just want to print this thing off the web and make it a 3D object, and they'll do that. And then they'll realize that they can do that, and then they'll start designing stuff themselves and design that. And it just goes on and on and on. And you'll have people, like we were saying, like eventually they'll be like, I made a video game or something like that console just because I was in the Makerspace. So it's beautiful that way. There's a lot to do here. And there's a lot of the ability to be original, if that makes sense, and do a lot of original work. It's a great place to learn skills that you wouldn't think you would need, but are very big skills once you get out in corporate America, business America, in the ability to basically bring projects to fruition, and to think in solution terms. If that's the easiest way to do it, is how can I actually solve this problem using what I have at hand and design something that I can implement. So it's pretty cool.
That's right. It's Pima's it's the happiest place at Pima. Yeah.
It's the happiest place at Pima. Well, East Campus Library is the happiest place at Pima.
They're together. They're side by side. So we'll count.
Yeah.
It's like Disneyland and California Adventures. They're right next to each other and all one.
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
That's exactly
I
right.
like that.
There you go. I love it. So, Christine, is there any myths or stigmas around Makerspace that you want to debunk or clarify for students?
I think Chuck was kind of touching on that. Like, you can come in here with no knowledge of 3D printing at all. This is basically like, I have an idea kind of space. How do I get that idea to become something, right? So you don't have to have any knowledge at all. Our technicians, Crystal and Keiko, are super nice people. They're here to help you. The workspace students are also nice people, and they're also here to help you. But we want to help you, whatever the little thing is you want to work on or problem you want to solve. Absolutely, you don't need to have any prior knowledge before you're coming into this space. It's a welcoming space, and also failure is an option. We always say that here because we totally can do something and think it's going to come out one way, even our most experienced technicians, and then it doesn't quite come out the way they thought. But it's just an iterative process in this space. So you see what happened, and then you make adjustments, you think about it, you make some more adjustments, and then you work on another product and see if that comes out the way you want it. So.
Yeah. I think what I love the more that I hear you all talk about this space is how, like you said, it's interactive. It's a place where you can have fun and be creative, but then you're also sneaking the vegetables of how to, think creatively and picking up these transferable skills that can help in the classroom when it comes to, okay, we hear a lot about critical thinking, but how do you actually learn how to do that and not be afraid of not getting it right or correct the first time? And even what is correct? How do you define it? Did you achieve a goal or a design that meets the purposes and the objectives? So again, magic. It's magic there. All right. So you touched on it a little bit earlier, but Christine, can you clarify or reiterate what the hours of operation are? And also if you have any upcoming events or workshops that you'd like the students to know about?
Oh, sure. So we are generally open from Monday through Thursday, 10 to 7. We do have some classes in here, so there may be classes in. It doesn't mean that you couldn't come in as a student as well, as long as there's space, but we'd ask you to be respectful of that. We do have a series of workshops. So we have one workshop a month that is sort of focused on one of our technologies, and then another workshop that is focused on more of a fun thing. We have a couple of things coming up. We just did our beginning 3D printing workshop. We'll have an intermediate 3D printing workshop in November. But at the end of this month, we're going to have a fun upcycled spooky book workshop, which is sort of just, we're going to take some of our discarded books and people can come and add all kinds of different decorations to them and make them look a little bit Halloween-y. At the same time, we're also going to do sugar skull decoration. So we're going to have non-edible, but while supplies last, sugar skulls that you could come and put icing on and sequins on for kind of a Day of the Dead kind of thing. And then we also monthly have a women, femme, trans maker night or evening, because we're not really open past 7. But so from 5 to 7 once a month, we have kind of a space where people who identify as female can come in and try to get their hands on some of these machines and learn how to use them.
That's really cool. For those of you who are joining us live right now, I just added a link into the YouTube chat with where you can go to find the event details for Makerspace. And so that'll give you the dates and the times, and again, the featured activities that Makerspace will be hosting that they just mentioned for us. That's great. Now, Chuck, can you clarify where this is located? We got a question through chat asking where they can go to do Makerspace. So tell us more about that.
So the Makerspace is at East Campus. So that's 8181 East, or 8 East Irvington Road. And then once you get to East Campus, we're basically in the main mall area. We're in L116. And when you come in, it's hard to miss it, because if you come in the front door, we're almost there. You just have to walk down a little bit to the mall. We're next to advising and counseling. We're in the big room with the doors open that have the 3D printers. So we are here. And again, our hours are 10 to 7, Monday through Thursday.
Awesome. And then if they wanted to follow up and contact your department with any questions or concerns, I'm going to be throwing both that address and also their email and phone number into the YouTube chat. For those of you who are watching this video in a replay, I will also make that available to you in the summary. But if you have any follow-up questions for them, you can always email ec-maker@pima.edu or give them a call at 520-206-7683. And they were also so kind to share with me their LibGuides website. I'm going to throw that into the chat and summary as well. I'm going to see if I can try a screen share, but while I attempt that, Chuck or Christine, do you want to explain where or what they can find on that website as well?
You're going to find some an event calendar that will tell you what our hours are and then what the events are that are blocked out, and if there's a class in the space at the time. So that's a good thing to, if you're going to drop by East Campus, maybe you want to say, oh, is there going to be a biology class for the 2 hours I'm going to be there? So you might want to look ahead. There's, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the East Campus Makerspace event calendar. There's a couple of links to get creative that take you to other sites to help with creativity. And then we have a gallery of our previous workshops and some fun things that we've created in the past.
That's awesome. So this is that events page that I shared earlier in chat. This is their homepage with general information. See if it'll load for me. And what all they have to offer, some cool videos to see examples of the designs they've done. And then, yeah, this is a great resource. Thank you so much. And this is what's, you can see from past events of what they've done there, correct?
Yeah, you can see that very first one that's scrolling up on top. That was last year's Spooky Book event. We're repeating it because so many people liked it last year. So, and we provide all the, you can bring things in if you'd like, but we provide a lot of most of the materials that you might need to do that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So I was always the student in school who was asking the why question, like, why does this matter to me? Why do I really need to care about this? So Christine, why should first year students tell their friends about Makerspace and partake in it themselves?
Sure. So I think a little bit of what Chuck said, it's important in terms of like developing your critical thinking skills and creativity and problem solving. But I think that maybe students aren't focused on that in like upfront so much. What is cool about the space and why they should tell your friends about it is it's a great place to hang out. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people meet other people when they're here. Part of that skill building is collaboration as well. So we have people who come in, and if they're having a problem with something like trying to figure out how our 3D scanning camera works, somebody else is like, oh, I know how to do that. And so they'll come and help. It's a great space for making friends and for spending some fun time decompressing and doing something that maybe is a little more creative and a little less homeworky.
Yeah, for sure. Chuck, anything that you want to add about why it should matter to them, or just anything else you want them to know?
Well, I do like the aspect, like what Christine was saying, is it's a really nice place to come to unwind for things. We have a lot of students that they do just that. They drop by because it's funner to make something than, than to have to worry about some of the other things that you have to worry about as a student. So this is a good place to decompress. But the beauty of it is, like you were saying, is we hide in there the fact that you're actually learning, even though you're decompressing. And that's the other part. I mean, really, that's the beautiful part that I see in the space. And you get into things like I make letters and signs and stuff all the time with a laser cutter because I have a laser cutter, and they can come in and they can experiment with that, and they can realize just all the skills that are associated with it. So it's nice.
Yeah, because you were telling me a little bit ago that, they can even pick up coding skills and some like play around with graphic design aspects. So it's really neat.
Yeah, it's a really good way to walk into a lot of these, what people consider very engineering type things, but you're walking into them because what you find is, like with most things that you do, is you'll start out as a beginner and you'll come in and you'll be like, oh, I just want to print this, or I just want to do that. But then you'll print it out and you'll be like, well, gosh, it would be great if it had this on it. And so then you'll have to go into something. Inkscape or something, and all of a sudden you're learning Inkscape so you can do original work. And and that's the amazing thing to it is it's something that you're learning a lot and you don't even recognize it at the time. A lot of times it's just you're interested in it. It's really interesting and you want to do it.
And true or false, can students make their own individual ideas and projects, or just whatever is planned through a workshop or event?
Oh, they can do whatever they want to. Yeah, absolutely.
Within copyright.
Well, that is true. That is true. There are copyright laws.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not like we prescribe what they have to make or anything like that. Yeah, we can come in with whatever idea they have and then they can just run with it. But a lot of times sometimes they go to places first where there's pre-made things so they can kind of get their feet wet and understand the process. And once they do that, then they can kind of think, oh, I can come up with my own design about this. And then they go on their own.
That's great. Well, I'm checking our chat and it looks like we have answered all questions that came in. So thank you for our live viewers. If you are watching this in replay, again, feel free to still leave a comment below so that we can make sure to follow up and address those questions accordingly. If you liked what you saw today, make sure that you click that like button and subscribe to our YouTube page at Pima Student Engagement. This is a joint page between first year experience as well as student life so that you can watch and engage with all of our co-curricular activities that are designed just for you, our Pima Community College students and community members. So if you also liked what you saw today, then I hope you will join us next month for our next event. It will be held on November, let me look it up here real quick, November 18th. We are going to be talking about student fitness and wellness. Same time, same place, 1:30 right here on this YouTube page. But otherwise, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Again, special thanks to Chuck and Christine for joining us. We wish you all a wonderful rest of the day, and we will see you later at another first year event. Take care and keep striving, everyone.